Hi!
Hello!
Isaiah and Marielle here.
And for today, we are going to talk about something that a lot of Christians can't really make a decision about.
It's whether or not Christians are allowed to celebrate Halloween.
We understand that for some of us, this is a gray area. We aren't here to tell you about what to do or what not to do. If you by any means feel in your heart that it's absolutely wrong to celebrate this day, then of course don't. You don't have to. And we are not telling you that you should.
So anyway, here are our 3 reasons why it's okay for Christians to celebrate Halloween.
Number 1, everything is a heart issue. But before we continue, let's talk about the history of Halloween.
Around 2,000 years ago, the ancient Celtics celebrated Samhain. It's spelled this way, but pronounced Samhain. November 1 was their New Year, and October 31 was kind of like their New Year's Eve. And during this time, they believed that the boundary between the living and the dead was blurred. And so they believed that the dead and the evil spirits would cross over to the land of the living during this time. And so what they would do is they would have a giant bonfire, and they would have this ceremony where they would sacrifice animals while wearing costumes, primarily animal heads, animal skins. So they would participate in things that we would consider witchcraft and other evil things.
That being said, let's read from Proverbs chapter 16 verse 2. All the ways of a man are pure in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs his spirit.
So the question is, what are your motives when celebrating Halloween? Are you doing the exact same thing that the ancient Celtics did? I doubt it. Or are you doing it because it has become a social norm and you actually find it fun? If you're doing it for a reason that still honors God and doesn't in any way destroy His purpose in your life, and in the process you're not disobeying Him, then it's really difficult to find a reason not to, right? Because I don't know about you, but during Halloween I like to dress up as Spider-Man, and I don't have any intentions of practicing witchcraft or whatever else they do with evil spirits back then.
This applies to anything that we go through, from the movies we watch to the hobbies that we do, from the people that we surround ourselves with. Anything that distracts us from God can be considered evil. But as long as we obey Him and put Him first, then it is permissible, but not necessarily beneficial.
Such awesome!
Very wow!
Number 2, to be salt and light of this day. Let's read from Luke chapter 7 verse 36. When one of the Pharisees invited Jesus to have dinner with him, he went to the Pharisee's house and reclined at the table.
In scripture, we find several accounts where Jesus was ridiculed for spending time with people who were considered sinners back then. But that didn't stop Jesus from spending time with them and engaging with them.
Halloween is a day where we can go out and engage the people around us, our friends, our neighbors, our office mates, our classmates. Instead of locking ourselves up in our homes during this day, why don't we use it as a tool to share the word to people and to show them that it doesn't have to be about evil spirits roaming around. In fact, it's not a special day when evil spirits are stronger than any other day of the year.
Christmas and Easter originated as pagan holidays as well. But after years and years of celebrating it the right way, they eventually became the holidays that we know and love today. And I believe that eventually it can happen to Halloween as well.
Let's face it guys, evil spirits or demons do exist, but they aren't for any reason supercharged during this day. They have just deceived people into thinking that they are. And so what we can do is participate, have pure clean fun, engage the people around us, and prove to the world that these so-called spirits are powerless against us in one condition. And that brings us to point number 3.
Number 3, Jesus has already won. When Jesus received the sour wine, He said, "It is finished." And He bowed His head and gave up His spirit. John chapter 19 verse 13.
The greatest victory that this entire universe has ever experienced and witnessed was when Jesus uttered these 3 words.
So what does this mean for all of us? It means as long as we believe in Him and accept Him, then there is nothing that can stand against us. There is no weapon that can be forged against us. Because of His triumph over death itself, we don't have to be afraid of these so-called spirits.
That they are now powerless against us. That as long as we know that Jesus died for us and that we obey Him and put Him first, then celebrating something like Halloween, of course for the good reasons, cannot and will not separate us from His love. Because it's by His grace that we are saved and not by our works. Such awesome!
Very wow!
So anyway, that is our take on Christians and Halloween. Again, we are not telling you to do it. This is just our conviction as a couple. So feel free to state your opinion down below in the comment section. So what do you think about Christians and Halloween? So go ahead, dress up as your favorite superhero.
Or as your favorite Disney princess.
Just please don't sacrifice animals to a bonfire in the process. That's it for this video guys. Subscribe for more vlogs about life,
love,
movies, and video games. See you next time!
bye!
We successfully crossed the Brooklyn Bridge by foot from end to end. It was very tiring because it was super hot. Wow, Moder!